Hello YouTube. We are back today with our hopefully getting everything worked out with the computer and the internet and interfacing properly. So hopefully everything will be back to normal where we won't have to do any more fill-ins like we have this like we did last week, because I really prefer doing these live than I do trying to record one and then put it up, simply because I like the idea of having you guys live with me. So, anyway, let's go into what we're doing today. I don't have any announcements or anything like that, so no big crazy stuff coming up. The only thing we have coming up for the Eden Wellness Alliance is on the second Saturday of March, which is going to be uh, March 11th, is going to be our event, Emergency Preparedness the Healthy Way, and it's going to be at our office, which is at 523 Garrison Avenue. We've got a little spot there that we can have our event, and we can have presentation and everything like that, and everybody can come to that and just basically have a good time while they learn. Okay? Um, I don't know of anything else coming up at the moment. So we will get right back into we will go right into our article. How about that? Right into our article. So for those of you that were paying attention on the Facebook this week, you saw the article, Plant-Based Diets, and we're going to go through this article. It's not super long, so we might read quite a bit of it, and this is my first reaction type stuff, and and you're getting to see it and different things like that. I like this article. It doesn't have all the pictures and pretty graphics and stuff, but it does have different links to different parts of this site that have different information, and I like that a lot. So let's get right into it. This is by Michael Greger, MD, and looks like it was last updated earlier this week, actually. So they must have done an edit on it or something yesterday. It says it's plant-based diets is just what it's called. So a significant convergence of evidence suggests that plant-based diets may help prevent and reduce and even reverse some of the top killer diseases in the Western world, etc. Many sources, modern living might be prevented, such as many scourges of modern living might be prevented, including Alzheimer's disease, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and Parkinson's disease, age-related muscular degeneration, cataracts, Crohn's disease, gallstones, kidney stones, diverticulitis, rheumatoid arthritis, ulcerative colitis, and vaginal infections. Okay, well, he just blah, blah, puts a whole bunch out there, and then he goes on to list things like positive effects with anything from abdominal fat, um, yeah, just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not going to rattle those off because that would take time that is better used discussing what we feel about this. Yes, he's right. Um, that's a good way to start off an article. Um, and he's an MD, so he can tell you those things. He's got the license, so he can tell you those different things. That it's those specific diagnoses. Okay, so the next thing he touches on pollutants in meat. Eating meat and other animal products may be associated with shortened lifespans. Meat contains a high amount of saturated fat, trans fat, sulfur dioxide, uh, arachidonic acid, I'm not sure how they like to pronounce that one, and heme iron. Meat, fish, dairy, and eggs may also increase our exposure to dietary antibiotics, industrial toxins, mercury, and other toxic heavy metals, advanced glycosan end products, AGEs, and caminium, xenoestrogens in fish, and estrogenic meat carcinogens. A plant-based diet, okay, that's kind of just a surface knowledge of it, though. That's not really giving you any understanding on why that is. For example, a lot of the things he's talking about aren't present in grass-fed and finished beef. If you've got if you're getting your beef from somewhere that doesn't use a lot of grains, like if you're growing your own beef and you're grass feeding your beef, and then you feed it hay and you give it, it gets grain occasionally, it doesn't get grain even once a month, all the time, then a lot of the stuff he's mentioning actually isn't seen as much in the red meats. Now the fish you gotta watch as long as you don't get the farm raised fish. Farm raised fish really doesn't have any nutritional benefits for you because what you gain out of it, you also lose when your body has to process the junk that they fed the fish. So you kind of lose out right there. Eggs, it's the same thing. What this really boils down to is he's talking about the pollutants in meat. So you get around that by not buying or looking for meat, by not buying meat with pollutants in it, and either raising your own or going to smaller people with smaller organizations or larger organizations that have a good track record. A plant-based diet is mainly better, um, but I'm not really sure what the goal of that whole paragraph and end sentence is. Is it just to make meat sound bad? Because it kind of comes off that way, which meats aren't by default bad for you. Don't know. Not super fond of that particular sentence there. Um, this looks like a topic summary rather than, I'm not sure. It says topic summary by Linda at the bottom, but we'll get to that. Okay, vegans' nutritional needs. This is important. Contrary to popular myth, vegans have healthy bones and higher blood protein levels than omnivores. Most vegans get more than enough protein. In one study, within a matter of weeks, participants placed on a plant-based diet experienced improvements in blood pressure, cholesterol and insulin levels, insulin resistance, and C-reactive protein levels, which is good. Um, I'm kind of disappointed that they don't cite their sources on that one, but maybe this might be just like it says at the bottom, topic summary contributed by Linda, may just be a topic summary, which would be then unfortunate because it doesn't really tell us, it doesn't give us stuff to follow up on. Vegans may have fewer nutrient deficiencies than average omnivores while maintaining a lower body weight without losing muscle mass. Those eating plant-based diets appear to experience enhanced athletic recovery without affecting the benefits of exercise. The arteries of vegans appear healthier than even long-distance endurance athletes and those on low-carb diets. In fact, the paleo diet may increase the risk of toxin contamination, DNA damage, and cancer, which it does, but that's another discussion for another time. There are two vitamins that are not available in plants, D and B12. There is a serious risk of B12 deficiency if no supplements or B12 fortified foods are consumed. Two other nutrients to monitor are iodine and zinc. Yeast and algae-based long-chain omega-3 fatty acids may also be beneficial. See, it appears that this article is meant to make it out to where omnivores are losing out. And well, let's kind of address the paleo diet. Paleo diet increases your acid levels, which increases the inflammation presence in your body, which causes disease. That's It's a simple chain of effects on that one, and some bodies take it better than others. In the the basis take home of it is don't stay on a paleo diet. If you're doing it for a specific reason, it is not one that you want to stay on, in my opinion. Now, I don't advocate to be vegan either, because I don't think the human is designed to be vegan, um, in the sense that vegan is like this, where they're talking. Vegan means proper vegans eat no animal products whatsoever. That's a proper vegan. Now, there's vegetarians, then there's vegans, and there's this whole sliding scale of what people like to define themselves as, and whatever label they want to put on it. Simple matter of fact is a simple gauge of if you're getting enough fruits and vegetables versus meats and other stuff is a 70-40. Some people bump it up to an 80-20. But a 70% fruits and vegetables, 80%, 70% fruits and vegetables, and 30% other, like meats and starches, meats and carbs from breads and stuff like that, and those things. If if that's what you're wanting to, if you just want to know basic good guideline, that's it. If you look at your plate and 70% of it is fruits and vegetables, and then the rest of it is um, other things, then that's easier. It's better for you. And I'm here to tell you right now, the more you force yourself into a restriction, the less your body likes it. You can educate your body over time, but just forcing it into a restriction doesn't usually help it. It causes extra stress on your system because you are mentally thinking about all the stuff you can't have or shouldn't have, and you're worrying about getting it or not getting it. And that's the problem, especially with those that tend to go into a vegan or a strict vegetarian diet, is they'll get better foods, but they'll end up stressing about making sure they get those better foods, and then they don't deal with that emotional stress, that mental stress that comes in, and stress is worse than anything you're going to eat. So uh, I'm getting kind of the signal that this is pushing plant-only diets, which I don't really buy into, simply because there's just not enough studies to say that omnivores are less healthy than a vegan. When you don't just look at blood levels, you look at blood levels. Of course, you can look at those and measure those, but you also look at their mental well-being, their physical well-being, just the different person, and their longevity rates. So um, I'm not totally sold on the vegan only is best type thing. Better nutrition education is needed. Yes, it is. I really think this is a topic summary, and I'm not super fond of those, which is it's kind of unfortunate for this, because I may have liked the original thing and been able to get more out of it than just having this topic summary. Better nutritional education is needed is what the article talks about. Medical training continues to underemphasize nutrition education. Patients often do not receive information about all their treatment options. Doctors report they don't practice preventative cardiology because they believe their patients aren't capable of changing their diets. Um, that's odd. It says Kaiser Permanente has begun more aggressive efforts to apprise patients about the advantages of plant-based diets. Yeah, but going to a plant-based diet doesn't solve anything. If it's a long-term thing, your diet is going to be a big part of it. A big part of your health is your diet, and we do need to. It is better to educate people that this whole pyramid that was when I was a kid, or this Foursquare thing that they come out with. They change it all the time because they just don't. It's too easy to do something simple. It makes money to not do something simple when you have to do all these different things and go back and forth on what the recommendations are and aren't. It's just crazy in that sense. So just keep it simple. 70-30. Okay? 70-30. Don't complicate it. Look at your plate. 70-30. Okay? No biggie. Other benefits of plant-based diet, significantly more people. If significantly more people transitioned to plant-based diets, Medicare costs would drop by the billions of dollars. Not always accurate statement. Plant-based diets also help lessen greenhouse gas emissions and have similar impact on the environment. That's not accurate either. I don't know where that statement's coming from, because you still got to transport stuff. In fact, it probably affected the opposite way, because fresh fruits and vegetables need to be fresh. So they're going to get more trucks going in and out, not less. You can store meat a lot easier than you can store vegetables and fruit. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, and I'm not even going to get into the greenhouse gas thing. So, yeah, I'm not going to get into the environmental impact, really. That's not my point of this. The point is, on the whole, this article has some interesting things. I do like that it points out specific things, that this doctor pointed out specific things, specific problems that more plants in your diet can be beneficial, excuse me. But to just say plant-based diet only is a big statement, especially when you think about how much you need to supplement when you're not an omnivore. Omnivores have a better shot at getting what they want, getting what they want out of their food, versus someone who restricts themselves to only plants. Because they don't have to worry about, oh, am I going to supplement my D vitamins, my B12s, my iodine, or my zinc. There are ways to do that with plants, but again, you're going into that whole high stress of trying to figure out all these different things that are going to do this and do that. It's just easier. It is simpler and easier. It is more simple and easy to just look at your plate, see if there's 70-30 split, with the majority being vegetables and vegetables and fruits. That benefits your body alone right there, okay? You don't have to get complicated and try all these different mixing techniques of different fruits and vegetables and eating them and making sure you've cooked these but not cooked those. Just, if you want to start 70-30. Work yourself to a 70-30 diet. That's all you got to do to just get started. So in general, I'm not that fond of this one. And that's good. That's why we do these. I do like the Nutritional Facts website. I like that. But I'm not super sold on all the stuff that they put out. So, and this was one that I'm not. So it was good that we got it together. And like I said, I believe this is just a topic summary by a lady named Linda, who's probably an editor or something like that, of what Michael Greger said. Michael Greger, MD, said. So that's probably what that is. And that's probably why I don't like it. I probably would have liked it more if I had gotten direct quotes from his stuff, because that would have been more interesting to me. Anyway, that is this week's article. So hopefully you got to see me not like one. We've done ones that I've liked so far, but we've done this is one that really didn't hold up to my standard of liking it and having references and stuff like that. Even on a summary, it'd be good to have the references that the doctor was referencing. the studies links to to what the doctor was referencing. If you can't have that, you need to at least reference the article that all this stuff was based on. So yeah, that's my opinion, and that's exactly what it is. It's an opinion. If you don't like it, well, then that's your opinion. So you can have that opinion. That's your thing. Otherwise, I have had a good time today, and hopefully you have too. Not super long today, which is fine. It's okay. If you want to get a hold of us, you can always do that right over here. Uh, there. There we go. We got my hand right now. Right here. All of these are our contact information. And if you have any articles that you want gone over or want opinions on, you can email them or contact us via those different contact methods. Leave a comment down below or however you'd like to do it, and I'd like to see those. So I am Adam L. Spain with the Eden Wellness Alliance, health and wellness the way God intended, all natural, non-invasive approaches to your health, wealth, and relationships. Bye.